All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays, coming to you live Saturday, middle of the day in the US.
All right.
Evening.
Hey, everyone.
Evening in Europe and probably middle of the night in Asia. But Australia might be watching, so you're welcome. If you guys still have internet, I actually don't even know what's going on the prison island over there these days. But anyway, let's go to the charts. All right, what's going on? Zoom's always freezing at me. All right, I actually want to take a look at some equities. I know it's the weekend, but I'm going to go through Bitcoin real quick. There's really not that much to say. If I have any moderators on, feel free to grab any questions. I forgot to look at bonds last time. Sand Snake sent in a super chat with that. So let's do it. Yeah, I'm expecting a bunch of Europe people. I don't know if the vaccine mandates are still in full force, you have nothing else to do on Saturday night anyway. Okay. I'm on screen share. Here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart is in trouble. The reason why the weekly chart is in trouble is because I thought that we had busted out of the channel, but all I have to do is adjust it very slightly. And I can still make the argument that we are in the downward channel, which is really, really bad. I would not be making this argument if we didn't close the week so poorly. Well, technically, we haven't closed the week yet. We still have a day to go. So let me not do this yet. Let me give this the benefit of the doubt that we did break out above the channel. And there's still a chance, like a very small chance. Guys, I'm not very bullish right now on Bitcoin based on charts. Here's our 4-day chart. And once this candle starts to look like it's going to close below 40,000, my position is going to 100% cash. I will have almost no confidence because once this short-term moving average crosses below the intermediate term moving average, and it's going to do that if once next candle starts trading below like 39.5. So this is like Bitcoin is on its last dying breath here before what I foresee is a significant drop. Now, that significant drop could be 3,000 to 4,000. It could be 13,000. Well, it could be 20,000. Like I have no idea. I have no clue how far it's going to drop. But if next candle starts trading below 39.50, it's I'm going to be pretty confident that a drop is coming, which is not good. We have 2 days to go in this candle, but in general, I don't like the look of this chart. That's why I took 50% off the table, 50% of the 60%. And I'm ready to take this whole 30% down into a cash position because this does not look good. There's nothing more I can say. I'm going to close this just so I can reopen it. The financial summit is going to happen the first week of August. That's more of a financial event. Unconfiscatable is 10 days away. We're almost there. We are almost there. Giacomo's coming back. Come join us. We're going to do sponsored demos on Thursday, which will be followed by the poker tournament. We got limited seats there. How many seats we got left? We got about 22 seats left in poker. You guys may want to hurry up. Vegas dropped all restrictions on masks, on vaccines. Vegas is a fun place again. And the flights are filling up. Hotels are filling up, guys. You got to pull the trigger and come out and join us before it's too late. But come out and sign up for the conference and at the tournament. The VIP tickets are certainly selling. Joseph, thank you so much for your generous rupee donation. I'm actually not sure how much that is, but I'm very curious. So I'm Googling it. Thank you. It's actually quite a bit in India. Hey, Tone, thanks for your time. Updates on crypto, really appreciate it. God bless you. Can Bitcoin hold this level, or are we looking for 24,000? No, Bitcoin can still hold this level. You can tell whether I'm bullish or bearish based on my position in the market. My position in the market is still a bullish 30%. Okay, so yes, it can hold this level. Otherwise, if I felt very, very convinced that Bitcoin is going to 24,000, I would be sitting here in a 50% bearish position. It would say, 50% bearish or 50% short. Okay, so we're not there yet, but it certainly can. And I would have no problem setting this chart to a short position if the chart tells me to do so. The only time in this recent history I regret not putting in a short position was right here at 47,000. Like, this was the time. Maybe if the long-term moving average was declining at this point, I would have potentially pulled the trigger. But this was, like, in hindsight, it wasn't this. Like, everything else was perfectly accurate. In hindsight, the only real mistake I've made on this entire chart is not going short right here at 46,000. That was the only mistake on this chart. And in hindsight, that should have been the trade. Everything on this chart pointed to a short position right here at 46K. We had the break of the prior consolidated low. We had both moving averages declining below the other, below the long-term moving average, which was on the verge of declining, but it was just horizontal for a long time. Everything right here or right here pointed to a short position. And right here, I went 20% long, and that trade was cut. So this is where probably that, had I been in a short position, I would not have gone long. I would have simply gone to cash instead. And had I been in cash instead of long, this area might have allowed me to go short again. So if there were any mistakes on this chart, it's only going into cash and not shorting. But that's because I still believe we're in a bull market. But this low ended up getting broken. We ended up making a new low versus this, but not versus this. It's a tricky environment. But right here, man, this is really bad. This is really, really bad. What's the lowest you think it can go? I think the lowest it can go is the weekly 200 period moving average, which is approximately $20,000. But by the time it gets there, it would probably be in the $22,000, $23,000 area. What are your buy the dip levels if you were to set buy orders? And can you take a, yep, I'll take a look at TLT Sand Snake. Sorry, I forgot to do it last time. So my buy the dip orders would be below these lows. So look, guys, the reason why I bought the dip here was because of the MRI. And I don't know at what price the MRI is going to show up at. So my buy the dip lows is the next MRI level, probably on a weekly scale. Because the last time we had an MRI on a weekly scale, it didn't do much. So I need a new MRI low. I don't know where that's going to be. We could also do it off a daily MRI low. And I don't know where that's going to be either. I don't know where the daily MRI low is going to be either. So if it's not on the MRI lows, my buy the dip has to be below $30,000. It has to be lower than the prior dip. It has to be lower than this dip. And probably lower than that one down here. Like my buy the dip goes real low. This is why I think it's so dangerous for these moving averages to cross again. They don't cross often. And when they cross, they usually stay crossed. They don't cross back over right away. This is a really bad sign. So my buy the dip areas become pretty damn low. I'd rather buy the breakout than try to catch a falling knife. I'm not a fan of trying to catch a falling knife. Now, unless it's like DraftKings, for example, this is a falling knife I want to catch. That's a falling knife I want to catch. Maybe not Monday morning, but sometime later this month, this is a falling knife I want to catch, especially if it gets down to the MRI support line. That would be incredible. This is the weekly MRI support line, still unbroken. If I can pick up DraftKings at, let's say, under $12.50, I think that is very, very interesting. I can't believe it would even go that low. Wow, it broke the prior swing high. Like, honestly, it should not go lower than this. It really shouldn't, but look at the last daily candle. It's a complete and utter disaster. Man, like, I don't even know what to say to this. Like, were their private keys hacked? Like, I can't explain it. Like, look at their earnings. Well, like, I haven't read much about the company, but like, that is a, wait, that's different. That's not what this said on Friday. What am I missing? We looked at this on Friday. This did not say anything like this. This was like 50% beat, and this was like something ridiculous, like 22%. What am I missing? I almost want to like pull up Friday's stream. Can someone like collaborate? Was it a different stock we looked at? I mean, they still beat earnings, but clearly 0.8% is not 47%. Is my memory that bad? Can someone like collaborate this that watched my video from yesterday? Or am I like going crazy? Which could also be happening. All right. At least Ponder is saying I was correct. All right. So yeah, so I guess TradingView messed up and showed us the wrong numbers on Friday. Like, it didn't make sense whatsoever. You guys, yeah, thanks, Ponder. Anyway, like now this explains the drop a little bit better, right? Because I saw the earnings and it made absolutely no sense on this big drop. TradingView messes up a lot. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So now this makes a little more sense. So we'll get back to DraftKings next week. I still think this is a good knife catch. Bitcoin is not at these levels yet. Like, Bitcoin is not at these levels of DraftKings. Okay, let me look at TLT now before I forget again. So TLT is rising. That means interest rates falling. We have a weekly MRI buy. So that should have timed you on the bonds. So I'm looking at a 1 to 4 week correction to the upside, and then probably more downside. So let's go look at the interest rate. The 10-year yield is the opposite. The 10-year yield is in a weekly MRI sell. So I am looking at the free market, pushing the rate down on the 10-year yield. How far down can it go? Well, the obvious answer is right there, that the yield would fall down. I wish I could stream this in 1080p. I could only stream it in 720. If it's blurry on your side, guys, adjust it to 720. Sometimes mine resets to like 360. So I do think the yield is going to come down a bit because nobody wants the Fed to raise rates. Nobody. Only grandma who's trying to keep up with inflation by holding her money in CDs. Only grandma wants the Fed to raise rates. Nobody else wants the Fed to raise rates. Crazy people that think the Fed can actually slow inflation down, which is hilarious to me. It's absolutely hilarious. Raising the rate will do absolutely nothing for inflation. What's going to stop inflation is removing all COVID restrictions, all, like completely, like going back to 2019 levels of restrictions across the board. That's the only thing that can slow down inflation. Maybe. The Fed can raise the rate to 10% and it ain't going to do shit for inflation. So I do think the yield is going to drop a bit, which means TLT is going to go up a bit, and then probably completely reverse. We might have seen the top in TLT with the MRI weekly right there. That was a good call. That would have been the low in the yield. Oh yeah, well that's the week of March 20th. Man, that week was insane. Like everything went nuts that week. That week was insane. Okay, back to Bitcoin real quick. Here's my daily chart. This is where, anything under 39,000 is a serious problem. This is why I wouldn't be like setting up any. I mean, look, you can set up your buy the dips, but you have to adjust them. Like, for example, my buy the dip on February 19th might be at like 34,000, 35,000. Because if it spikes there real quick, it'll bounce up. But if it's slowly dragging its ass towards 35,000, I would lower it to like 31, right? So I would only set those buy limits is if the price falls like $4,000 in a single day. If it's not falling multiple $1,000s in a single day, I would remove that buy the dip knife catch and move it lower. Like you kind of want to catch it on a big crash. Otherwise, the trajectory of this is not good. There's still a chance we can recover, which is why I have a 30% bullish position, but that's going to disappear real quick if the price of Bitcoin goes below 39 on Monday, even 39.5. All right, so everyone's been asking me for a bunch of stuff. So let's just go through it, okay? Oil, nothing changed. I'm on a pullback with oil and then eventually $200 a barrel. Gold, I see new all-time highs for gold. I am bullish on gold. Enough said. Every time I draw these arrows, they're always of the opposite color that I want them. You would think there is a 50-50 chance that the arrow is going to be the color that I want, but it's like 95% the opposite color of what I actually want. Bitcoin still correlated with the stock market, but we're on the weekend. Okay, let's go through some markets. I'm going to try to do this as a lightning round. Let's do commodities first. Okay, maybe the down arrow would work. I want to use weekly charts, not daily charts. No. I want to do weekly. No, I have to do daily because the daily will tell me if there is an MRI buy on a weekly or not. But now I have to kind of zoom out. I am very bullish on gold. This is beautiful. What's next? Silver. Look how terrible silver is. I am bullish on gold. I am not bullish on silver, which means I am bullish on the gold to silver ratio. Can I use the down arrow? I can't. Platinum. See how platinum is better? Look at the moving averages, right? Look at silver. Can't get over its long-term moving average. Look at gold, crushing all the moving averages, and they're all above each other. This is what Tyler Jenks's Consensio would call full systems go. Unless, I mean, it is a daily chart, not a weekly chart. So platinum is looking not as bullish as gold, but more bullish than silver. Copper is looking pretty bullish to me, but not as bullish as gold once again. Palladium. Palladium is looking pretty bullish, also not as bullish as gold. What the hell is this? Bad data. This is nickel. And it looks really bullish. Anyway, I'll use the weekly chart. Wow, look at nickel. Bad data, but very bullish if the data is accurate. But look, there's an MRI top on a weekly coming up. So be careful. Oil, you guys know my view on oil. Pullback, then higher. Natural gas. Natural gas has gone up a lot. Natural gas is going to be more used in Bitcoin mining coming up. I've mentioned this before in the past. I am bullish on natural gas. Wheat. I'm very bullish on wheat. This is insane. Good luck. This is why the price of your food's going up. If you eat that stuff, I don't. The price of my meat hasn't changed. I know it's inflation. I bought meat today. I'm paying the same exact price I paid 3 years ago, pre-pandemic. Same exact price for meat. I can tell you my bill. Here's what I bought today in the meat department. I bought 3 pounds of ground beef, all from the farmer's market, clean meat, direct from the farmer. I bought 3 pounds of ground beef, 2 pounds of ground pork. I bought like this big like knuckle for bone broth. It has some bone marrow in it. I bought beef liver, a piece of beef liver. I bought a carton of eggs. And that might have been it. So that's over 6 pounds of meat altogether, plus eggs. And my bill was $60. It's the same exact price. I'm paying $7 a pound for my ground beef, which is the same price I paid 3, 4, 5 years ago. I used to buy pork at the same price per pound, but unfortunately it's $9 a pound. They wouldn't give me a deal. They used to give me a deal. It's $9 a pound for beef, but if you buy 3 pounds, they sell it to you at $7 a pound. So of course I take the deal. But your wheat churn hell is going to go up. Look at that. Look, price of wheat since the pandemic. Well, let's not cherry pick. Since the day the pandemic was announced, the price of wheat is up 61%. We can zoom out. Has wheat ever been this expensive? Well, back in 2013 and 2007. So it has been that expensive before. So it's not an all-time high. Beautiful MRI top too. All right, let's move on. What do we got next? Corn. Oh, second consecutive MRI top. Off of the first MRI top. You know what that means? Pullback. Yeah, corn is up even more. 100% since pandemic levels. Do you see what the lockdown has done? Do you guys see what the lockdown has done? Look at corn. I know corn was expensive back in 2012, 2013, but corn was cheap as hell for almost a decade. And this was the pandemic. The virus did not cause the price of corn to rise. Politicians did by shutting down the economy. I give my thoughts on GBTC every day. Like this is the one day I want to skip it because it's the weekend. Tune, just check out yesterday's video or Monday's video. I always talk about GBTC every single day. My view is not going to change today. I'll talk about it again on Monday. I talk about it literally every day. Oats. I don't know who eats this, but enjoy your high price of oats. Soybeans. Again, I don't know who eats this like slush, but this is why your grocery bill's going up. This is why. And the reason why meat prices are going up in Walmart is because of their expenses of delivery costs and stuff. Like I said, I buy direct from the farmer. The price of my meat has not gone up, not even by a penny. And it's very easy for him to raise the prices. They write them on a freaking wall, right? Like they don't have like a menu or anything like that. They can change the prices like that. America runs on soy. Yeah, that's why many Americans, can't fit on an airplane seat and they have to be enlarged. Pigs eat soybeans. Pigs eat everything. More soybean, enough. Coffee. Oh boy. If you can't live without that Starbucks, Jesus. Again, not an all-time high, but again, look at it since the pandemic. Since the pandemic. See, this is what a good economy looks like. And then the government says, hey, you know what? People have it a little too good. People have it a little too good. Let's really screw up their life by shutting down the supply chain. Sugar. Again, shit you shouldn't be eating. Why am I looking at these charts? Price of chocolate hasn't gone up. That's interesting. No, chart's not interesting either. It's interesting it hasn't gone up, but chart's not interesting. Cotton. Well, the price of your clothes is going to be higher. Again, look at this inflation. Oh, beautiful MRI buy right here. That is over 100% up since the global lockdown. Look how low it was in March. Look how low it was in March. And they shut down the world in March. Okay. The world gets shut down in March and the price of cotton is up 150%. So yeah, inflation is going to cause the price of your clothes to go up. Rice. Look at the price of rice skyrocket the moment the world lockdown came. Well, yeah, Asia got shut down. Asia shut everything down. It's where most rice comes from. I have no idea what caused this big crash, but it's creeping up again. Lumber. Oh, I remember talking about this. I think this was like the super trade. I'm sure I talked about this. Look at lumber, MRI sell into an MRI buy into an MRI sell. Jesus. What is this? Hey, good thing I bought my pork yesterday or today. But look, this is at supermarkets and nonsense, right? I mean, for the farmers that are raising the pigs, this shouldn't cost you more to raise a pig. So this could be like the future flipping. Like, this is weird. Hold on. Oh, there's no EH2? Huh. That's weird. This could be adjusted. I don't think the price of pork would go up like that. Yeah, I think it's the monthly contract flipping over. And the price of your meat is also way up. It's way up, actually. The price of cattle is up. Unless you have a good local farmer who raises his own. Like I said, my meat costs me the same pre-pandemic and now, but I understand why your meat at the local supermarket costs more. Find a farmer. Okay, that was commodities. Whoa, what is this? I was about to flip off this chart, like flip to a different category. Thomson Reuters Core Commodity Index. Oh, okay. Well, Core Commodity Index is on an MRI weekly top. Look what happened the last time there was an MRI weekly top, and look at another similarity. We had it with an MRI extension B. Now it's with MRI extension C and A. This looks like commodities are ready to top right now and turn down. Good thing I looked at this chart. Look how bullish it's been. Look how beautifully MRI called this chart. This wasn't the first consecutive, didn't do much. You just slowed it down. The second consecutive called a pullback. The next MRI top called a 1 to 4 day pullback. The next MRI top called a bigger pullback. And now here we are again. I don't know how you're going to trade this ticker, but try to time some commodities. And finally, we have uranium. And I have no idea. This looks like a bullish pennant, and price of uranium goes up. Actually, not sure what we use uranium for. Man, do we go FX? Do we go stocks? Do we go shit coins? I don't have all day, but it feels like we do need all day. Let's do. All right, first one to answer. FX, indices, shit coins, or stocks? Depends how fast I go through it, but I tried to do a lightning round, but that was clearly a fail. Shitcoins. All right, shitcoins it is. What a surprise. What a surprise. All right, here we go. Doge. Oh, that's bad. Elon, where are you? You need to tweet about Doge again and pump it up. Proof of news is not doing well. Doge is in serious, serious trouble. Doge versus dollar doesn't really matter. What is this? Ethereum. You know, the one good thing about Bitcoin dropping is shitcoins dying. So in a way, see, I can handle the price of Bitcoin going back down to 15,000. But I want to see who can handle the price of Ethereum going to new lows versus Bitcoin. So new lows versus Bitcoin, which means Ethereum is going down to $200 or $300. So we'll see how you guys handle that. So what does the chart say on a weekly scale? It's at support versus Bitcoin. It's actually still a bullish looking chart, which is bringing a tear to my eye. Monero is not bringing a tear to my eye. And I replied to Barry Silbert's tweet, who wants you to lose 90% of your life savings. Monero is down 90% from 4 years ago, and it's going to lose another 90%. It's literally on the edge. It's on the edge of a total collapse, and its mining will probably die sooner than later. Its mining could only support so much. If there is no reward for mining Monero, no one's going to mine Monero because Monero is not actually needed. Litecoin, I've won my bet on Litecoin. I made a bet right around here that Litecoin would go below 0.003 before it goes above 0.008. I have won that bet. Litecoin is clearly below 0.003, and it's only going to go lower. There is no reason for Litecoin to exist, none whatsoever. It will die, and no one will even notice. BNB token looks very much like Ethereum. It is pretty bullish right now, bouncing off the long-term moving average. Cardano, another one that is going to die and no one will even notice nor care. This beautiful disaster is down. Please tell me it's a large number. No, it's not. It's only down 60%, which is unfortunate because it belongs to be down 98%, and eventually it will. So Cardano has now fallen below a critical prior swing high, and it now has its sights on its swing high prior to that marked an MRI top right here at 0.00. See, this is what happens when you print 8 trillion tokens. 0.00014. Whatever the hell that is, it's, oh boy. Yeah, this is going to die. It's 99 cents, and the lower it goes, the better. But hey, you gave Charles Hoskinson a few $1 billion. Congratulations. He can now start another scammy project. Tezos. Tezos is also going down the toilet, and that is a horrible looking chart. Zcash, is that still alive? Oh, see, I hate that. That is such, it's like, oh God. Can any of these things actually go below 0? So it's almost at a new all-time low, which is impressive. Yeah, it'll die. What is this? I don't even know what this is, but the chart's very bearish, and it's already broken its prior swing high and its prior swing high before that, and the IPO price. So this thing is going down the toilet. What's that? Stellar? Is that still around? Yeah, that's at an all-time low, and it's only it's got a 0 low bound, so that's where it's headed. XVG, is this still alive? New all-time low, only gonna go lower. Link. Well, this scam is, where's this thing going? Oh yeah, like no one needs this thing. It's totally useless. So this is also going down the toilet, and the chart is pointing to it as well. Look at the floor being broken, and look at this beautiful triangle. I'm sure I would have said that this thing is bullish from that point on, but it will never reach this height again. Remember, this is versus Bitcoin. It doesn't matter what these things do versus the dollar. It only matters what it does versus Bitcoin. Because if you're buying this garbage, you already know what Bitcoin is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be buying it. Well, I hope not. So your opportunity risk is Bitcoin. But this thing looks shit against the dollar too. IOTA, is this thing still alive? Oh my God, how is it not at new all-time lows? I forget these things even exist. I mean, if they were proof of work, they would have been 51% attacked to death by now. Though we haven't gotten to Ethereum Classic yet. Is that even on my list? It's not even on my list. Maybe I'll get to it after. Yeah, so the chart's horrible. It can only go lower. I mean, yeah, I mean, like once you're at zero, I guess the only path, you would think the only path they have is higher, but not if you can get like Elon Musk to tweet about it. Whatever this thing is, it's actually it's not in a bad shape. What is this? Oh, this IOTA versus the dollar. No. No, wait. What is IOTX? Is that a different shitcoin or is that also IOTA? Or is this like a fork of IOTA? I don't know what that is, but whatever this is, it seems to be kind of doing okay. But it's almost worthless, so I don't know what that means. Neo, oh my God, is this thing still alive? This looks terrible. Plenty of downside left. Like, I can't wait for these things to go below their IPO price. Like, eventually they're going below their IPO price. Neo versus Bitcoin, that has to be below its IPO price. Oh, it is. That's the IPO price. I'm not making a mistake. These are IPOs, guys. They are unlicensed, unregistered securities. IOTX is not IOTA. Okay, you learn something new every day. I've never even heard of it. Why is it on my chart? Solana. Oh, I have heard of this. It's actually winning. It's winning the poll. Let me not dox my private chat history again on Twitter. Twitter. Okay, yep, here we go. Twitter. Let's open Twitter. So Canada, oh God. I'm trying to hold off my political rhetoric till after the conference is over. But I'm gonna make up for the lost month of wow, is that really the audience they get over in the Canadian Parliament? I'm not even gonna turn the sound on. I know it's gonna be something stupid. Oh, the Justin Trudeau, he doesn't do anything without consulting with Klaus Schwab first. The World Economic Forum rules Canada right now. It's now let's see let's see how it ends. I'm really curious how it ends. Okay, where am I going? I'm going to the unconfiscatable Twitter handle. Whoa. Oh, I forgot the N. I typed it, it just didn't go through. So, by the way, guys, if you can make it to Vegas, like, follow, retweet, and reply. And based on your reply, I will choose 1 or 2 people and give them a free ticket. We have room. Like, I want a full room. If we haven't sold out all the tickets, there may be some more to give away later. But if we sold it all out, then there won't be. Hopefully you can buy a ticket and support us. Okay, where are the polls? I'm going to tweet out another one today. So Solana, don't forget to vote in these. These are the Scammy Awards, guys. So here's Solana. So here's that's Polkadot, that's Ethereum, and that's Cardano. And Solana's winning for the most centralized top 10 decentralized blockchain. Let's go back to Solana. So Solana is looking terrible, but it has an MRI weekly buy coming up at a long-term moving average. So perhaps Solana can bounce to the upside, but I'm kind of happy that it's down 50% versus Bitcoin. See, this is the good thing. Like when Bitcoin's in a bearish market, shitcoins really shit the bed. So the VCs are probably going to get out. They're going to take all of their profit. On a dollar chart, you have support at $50, but this thing is going to go the way of Cardano eventually. Tron, how's our boy Justin Sun doing? How are these things not dead yet? Bearish chart. Shibu, how's this thing doing? Well, the MRI did call a buy right here on this candle. The candle did mark the low, and I think it's going to turn and go down. Once this disaster goes below the prior, is this in dollar terms? Oh my God, what is it worth in Bitcoin terms? Actually nothing. Got it. This is, what is this? Oh, this is B trash. Like in dollars, it hasn't made it to its all-time low. I would love to see that. I think it'll get there. It's only a matter of time. How's it doing versus Bitcoin? Beautifully. I haven't looked at this in forever. Oh my God, it's only getting worse. Is that an all-time low? Please tell me that's an all-time low. Let's go to the monthly chart. Yes, that's an all-time low. Look at that. Remember how rowdy they got when this thing bounced off of less than 1% all the way to 3% of the price of Bitcoin, and now it's down to less than like 0.7.5%. Wow. Oh well. Sorry for your loss, Roger. Not really, but sorry for your loss. Same thing goes for Calvin Ayre and Craig Wright. Look at that. Another all-time low. That's really impressive. That is really impressive. How are these things like how has no one double spent this thing with, well, I guess it's Bcash, right? It's only like one miner. And that miner belongs to the creators. Oh, well, MRI buy coming up. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. All right, so the last one I want to look at is ECH versus BTC. That doesn't exist. XBT. What's Ethereum Classic? Oh, ETH, sorry. Versus BTC. I mean, was Binance around when Ethereum Classic came into existence? That's 2016. I don't think Binance has enough history. Poloniex, maybe? Yep, Poloniex does. So Ethereum Classic versus Bitcoin is actually doing well. How is this possible? This thing was 51% attacked like 3 times in a week. Are people confusing it with Ethereum? I mean, people are that stupid. Remember Zoom, Z-O-O-M, being confused for Zoom, Z-M? But that one was more tricky. Oh, wait, this is Ethereum. I'm thinking ETC. Wait, ETC. Sorry, Ethereum Classic. I don't know what the ticker was. I was about to say. Okay, I'm looking at the monthly chart. That's why it threw me off. BTC. Poloniex. Ah, see, that's better. This makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. Yeah, see, look at bounced off the MRI buy. God, these things are so stupid. Let's look at something that's actually, let's look at companies that actually produce something and not vaporware. So my thoughts on XRP are about the same as my thoughts on Hex. They're both equally scammy. Okay, let's move on. Let's look at some stocks. Amazon looks bearish. I'm going to stick. Oh, these are the monthly charts. Sorry. Let's go to the weekly charts. Amazon. Oh, look at that bounce off the MRI buy on a weekly. And I think that that bounce is over. So Amazon is bearish right now. Google is bearish. Look at the moving averages. So Amazon doesn't, I don't think they censor as much as Google or Twitter. I'm going to try to go through these fast. Netflix, holy shit. Did everyone just stop watching TV? They got sick of it. Netflix looks like it's in bad shape. I would not go short Netflix. I think it fell a little too much. Roku, even worse. Wow, what a disaster. Look at the MRI tops. Man, I wish I could have bought puts here or here. Looks horrible. MRI buy coming up in 2 weeks. Make a note and take a look at it then. Apple is bullish to me here. It had its MRI top, pulled back a little bit. This is still a pretty damn bullish chart. Tesla is a very neutral chart sitting between a bunch of moving averages. It can go either way. I would stay away from it. Facebook looks like complete and utter disaster. I wouldn't short it at this point, but the weekly chart looks insane and it's got plenty of downside to go. And you know what? Good. I hope this thing goes to zero for all the censorship Zuckerberg's been doing. Microsoft. It's on the edge here. I don't like the look of this chart. It looks more bearish than bullish. AMD still has a little bit of strength in it left. AMD can certainly reverse. Nvidia, they all look about the same. I would stay away from the tech sector right now. Ford looks good. Ford looks really good here. Maybe it can go down a little bit more to like 15 bucks. But I think Ford looks really nice. Tilray, this could be our trade of the year. And Tilray's been beaten up enough. I can't see it going down much more. And yeah, I'm still leaning more bullish than bearish on Tilray. Starbucks, well, the price of coffee is going up, and Starbucks hasn't gone on with the program yet to raise the prices. That is a bearish looking chart. I would consider picking it up at an MRI buy. That's coming soon. GE is neutral, not bullish, not bearish. No idea what Box does. That's a bullish looking chart, guys. Twitter, that's a disaster. I would stay away from it. GoPro, that does not look good. That's a bearish looking chart to me with plenty of downside. Activision, that's a bullish looking chart. Other than an MRI sell at the moment, that's a bull. I think this is a video game play. I don't play video games. So yeah, that looks like a pullback and then probably more upside. Square. Now, Bitcoin ain't going anywhere, and Square is a Bitcoin play. Once it broke this consolidation, down we went. I would be keeping an eye on Square very carefully on its next MRI buy. This is a USO is an oil play, though it's weird how low this is. This is bad ETF management. That's all I can say. Wow. I have no idea what the hell happened there. ExxonMobil. Well, the price of oil is going up. So guess what? ExxonMobil is a play to take advantage of that. Same thing with Chevron. Whiting Petroleum. How is this company not been canceled yet for white supremacy naming? Looks bullish to me still, even though that candle looks nasty. MRO, Marathon Oil, that is an MRI top, folks. So just like oil, a bit of a correction then up. Boeing, it's neutral. I wouldn't mess with it right now. JMIA, I am actually kind of bullish here. This stock could only go down so much. Unlike shitcoins, this company actually has a real business. And it's down way too much. So this could be a good play. It was also on a monthly MRI buy recently. So keep an eye on that. This is Lyft. And I don't really care for Lyft. I'd rather pay attention to Uber. Uber, beautiful MRI buy here. I don't remember what these things were, but they were probably another MRI buy here. And Uber's looking bad. Bad profits for Uber. Zoom. Hey, guys, keep a close eye on Zoom. Once again, Zoom makes money. I pay Zoom money. So it's a company with a product that people pay for. It can only go down so much. So at next earnings coming up, this could be an interesting play for earnings. Look, Zoom has beaten earnings every single quarter going back. Like, I don't know what else a company can do. Like, look at it. Unless TradingView is messing up again. Zoom has beaten earnings estimates. Every single earnings in existence. And by a big margin. Again, if TradingView isn't messing up again, right? Like, look, this is insane, right? And yet the stock is down a ridiculous amount. It can finally not meet earnings expectations and skyrocket to the upside because it has been crushing earnings and still going down. So eventually this pattern is going to break. So I would pay attention to Zoom, and the lower it goes into earnings, the better of a knife catch this could potentially be. It's a very bearish looking chart, but you got to take, everything into account. Pinterest, I have no idea where the stock is, but I'm curious. Oh boy, does Pinterest make money? I don't know. If Pinterest doesn't make money, then this could go to zero. But if they make money, how are their earnings? They're beating earnings. Again, look at this. They're crushing earnings. It can only go down so much. Eventually, if a company keeps beating earnings, here, see, the only time, see, here's what you're looking at, right? So here's Pinterest. The very first earnings they ever had, they didn't beat expectations. So the stock went down a little bit, then rallied. Then they beat earnings, and then they were dropping for multiple earning beats until they finally missed an earnings call where they, not by much, and look how much the stock rallied in 2020 while continuing to beat earnings, but now it's been crushed while it continues to beat earnings. So another very interesting play for earnings season, for next earnings. Still a while away. It's all the way in May, but the lower this thing goes into earnings, the more enticing this becomes. Weekly MRI top on Vertex Pharmaceuticals. I would stay away from all pharmaceuticals right now. I think pharmaceuticals is a problem sector. Governments promised all of this money to the pharmaceutical industry. But if the people reject, I think the medical industry has literally shot itself in the foot. People are going to trust doctors and these pharmaceutical companies as much as they trust journalists and politicians these days. It's bad. Ferrari. I think it's over. Sorry. I think the cost of your regular car is going to start to approach the cost of a Ferrari. And I know people seem to be getting richer and buying Lambos, but I would normally, this is a bullish chart to me, but not this time. Not this time. I think this has been going up and up and up. And I don't think this was really in a hyperwave. I wish this extended further back. Man, this is hard. So if this is phase 2 of a hyperwave, phase 2 is too long. I really want to make a hyperwave out of this, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. See, it's never the color that I want. It's amazing. You would think there's a 50-50 chance of me getting the color that I want. So if that's phase 1, so if that's phase 2, and that's phase 3, and that's phase 4, maybe it is. I'm going to take a screenshot and I'm going to send it to a couple of friends. One of them being Mark, you know who you are. And the other one being my old friend Socrates, who's doing well, by the way. But he's not on Telegram, so I'm not sure how I would send him the screenshot. Mark, if you're watching, you're getting the tweet. I'm not a big fan of leasing. I'm a bigger fan of buying. So, Delia, if you did not drive a lot of miles as your lease is ending, I'm not a fan of Mercedes. I'm sorry, more of a BMW fan. If we're gonna go German cars, but yeah, if you like the car and you have plenty of miles, and you got that, the price, the original price that you would have bought if there was no pandemic, yeah, I'd consider buying it. Twilio. Oh boy, that's a disaster. MRI buy is coming. I like the fact that it's about to, under 150, this could be decent. I don't know exactly what Twilio does, but during the pandemic, they did well. Could be a decent buy right here, under 150, with the MRI buy weekly. SRE, no idea what this is. Looks good. Looks bullish to me. Deutsche Bank. How is this bank not bankrupt yet? I don't get it. MRI top on a weekly, I'd stay away from it for now, but it's a bullish chart. Like as much as I hate to admit it, that's a bullish chart. Whoa, what is this? Is this a pharmaceutical? If it's a pharmaceutical, stay away. This looks like it's a disaster in the making. Algin Technologies. Biotech, maybe? I wish they would tell you what sector these things are in. Oh, this is a hyperwave waiting to happen. Let me see. Interesting. Oh, they had something back here in 2000. Phase 4 is a little long, unless this is phase 3 and the other one. Yeah. Oh, this looks bad. That was like a hyperwave. I'll glance at Tesla one more time before I get off stocks. This looks very, where would we draw phase 2? So if that's phase 2, that's a decent length phase 2. Then phase 3, a little steep. I'm also on log charts. I think I'm supposed to be on yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be on log charts for this. And then we enter into phase 4, and then it breaks, and then, yeah, that's beautiful. Take a screenshot of this too. Oh boy. Yeah, whatever this is, man, wish I saw this right at that MRI top. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, it didn't fall that much. It looks worse than it has. It only fell like 40 bucks, but. Titan, that's an Indian stock. The reason why I pay attention to Titan is because my developer had the trade of his life when he shorted the shit out of it right here, because right there in June of 2019, he saw one of my developers in India. On that day in June, he saw a daily MRI top inside the weekly MRI top right there, inside a monthly MRI top, and he just loaded it with puts. And this thing just cratered 24%. Just went all out on that. You have another shot here and here. I wonder if he did it again. I don't remember. So here, MRI sell on the daily and weekly, and then look what earnings did to him. Man, this stock has been so good. But then he got so upset when India revoked people's ability to trade options. So you couldn't do it anymore going forward. So we have another monthly MRI top. Wow. And a yearly MRI top. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I think Titan might be done. If you're watching me in India, I know all of India is watching. Be careful with this company. Weekly and yearly MRI tops. Look at that. Whatever they're doing it right. But I would stay away from it right now. Jesus Christ, my list never ends. Another hyperwave. What is SBAC? SBA Communication Corporation. I hope this is one of the propaganda machines that is showing news on TV. And I would love for this thing to go to zero. Another hyperwave candidate? Maybe? No, not really. If that's phase 1, sorry, that's phase 2 and that's phase 3, it never really went into a proper phase 4. But this looks bearish to me, very bearish. HFC. This looks bullish to me. What is this? Holy Frontier Corporation. Well, Holy Frontier could be a holy windfall for its management team because they're doing something right, and this is not a bad position to be. They're not doing anything that great, but they took their licks pre-pandemic, and they've been going up since the pandemic, and they're about to break up past its prior swing high. This is bullish. This I like for the long-term bullish. Budweiser. Not good. Not good. You would think people would be drinking more with the pandemic, but not so. They started drinking more, but then something happened. Maybe inflation, and they can't afford it anymore. But whatever it is, people are sobering up. You know, maybe we should gauge the price of alcohol, you know, because this is when, you know, peak stupid happened, when people started to realize, you know what the hell is going on in the world? And let's see. I hope the price of Budweiser goes down, like stock. It means less people are drinking, which is a good thing. I need to stop one day. Interesting. Whatever this is, I was looking at this for some reason. I forgot what it was. But this looks like a decent buy if it pulls back to this area. This stock has done really well, and it was never really in a hyperwave. But whatever it was, they've done well. Spot. What spot? Spotify. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Please, please go down to zero. I really hope Spotify has no more money to offer Joe Rogan another contract. So I am bearish on Spotify. I think Spotify is a bad company. I am reluctant to get a Spotify account, to pay them money. Very reluctant. Even though I get it for free because of my American Express card, I have not signed up yet for Spotify because I don't want to support Spotify because they promote censorship. I know they put Joe Rogan on, but it's the same criticism I have with Twitter. Like, yes, Jack Dorsey is pro Bitcoin and somewhat pro free speech, but he should have fought harder. And the same thing goes for Spotify. If you really care about Joe Rogan, you should be fighting for him, not making him apologize. Whatever the hell Mosaic is, it is a very bullish stock. And other than the MRI sell, I don't really see much here. So a pullback and then probably higher. I like buying stocks that are in strength. Like this was the perfect time to buy. It was pulling back, bounced off a rising 200-day, week, whatever. And it's just up and up and up and continues to go up while the market's going down. This is a strong stock. I know people want to buy the stock that has fallen a million things, but you still have to be careful on that. You want to buy something that is seriously beaten up. Otherwise, stay away from it. No comments, kind of in the middle of nowhere. I'm getting tired. And I gotta go. Oh, I actually do have to go. Shit, I'm not gonna get too much. Canaan. Can I finish the stock list? Holy shit, how long is the stock list? Canaan, I'm bullish on Canaan. I've talked about this before. This has gotten beaten up enough. I know they don't have the best miners anymore. What's miner seems to be, you know, the cream of the crop. But people want miners. This looks good to me. Very good. Bitfarms. Oh, my friend Ben Gagnon. Shout out to Bitfarms. I'm one of my favorite people in the crypto space is Ben Gagnon. He's a speaker at Unconfiscatable. You want to watch this man speak. He is awesome. He came to the financial summit and he killed it there. I mean, he crushed it. He was one of the best presentations about mining. He talked about how to basically profit from mining. That's what you get from the financial summit, like insights and secrets. And that's why I would never show those videos publicly, if there were videos, which there may or may not be. And he's a speaker at Unconfiscatable, and he's going to do great. So he is at Bitfarms. So we support Bitfarms here. And their stock is not doing good, unfortunately, but I would be pretty high on this company. This looks terrible. This looks terrible. Adobe. Why do people pay for Adobe? I mean, I guess if you need to Photoshop some documents. Hyperwave or not? Why the hell is it worth so much? I think this is going to go down and go down hard. This might be a hyperwave situation, but this is weird. What is this? I must have put a trade on there somewhere, right? What is that? I'm not sure what that is. This looks terrible. I think this has a lot of downside. Fake meat. Wow. Wow. This is almost as enjoyable as watching Bcash go down. Wow. Below IPO price 2 years later. Oh, this is gorgeous. Well, get ready. There'll be a mandate. You have to eat fake meat. Look at that. MRI top marked the all-time high on a weekly. I could not be happier right now. Adobe is bigger than you think. Well, maybe, but their stock is telling me that they're going to be a lot smaller than people think it's going to be. Virgin Galactic. Oh, this looks terrible. No one's going to space anymore. United. Well, they're making money from me. That's for damn sure. I usually fly United, which is frustrating. I gotta say, I have flown United so many times, and I have never not in my life, but in the last 5 years, I have not seen a white male flight attendant in the last 5 years. I have barely seen a heterosexual male flight attendant of any race, color, religion, maybe once or twice in the last 5 years. To me, that's discrimination. Just saying. Just saying. Like, you would think by chance I would see a male straight flight attendant. And I always fly United. I fly like 30 times a year on United. Right. No, I'm specifically talking like, I mean, I don't know if the word gay radar is politically correct nowadays, but like my gay radar is terrible, like completely terrible. But when you're on a United flight, it is obvious. Now, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem who my flight attendant is, but United has, well, like all their flight attendants are either old, completely out of shape, like they should not be on an airplane considering there's COVID going around, or a bad flu going around, or a bad cold going around. Or they are on the younger side, but they are definitely What's that acronym? Well, you know what? I don't want to mess it up so that people do the sound bites. You would think that just by chance I would run into one. No. No. And like the moment I get on that flight and I walk past the flight attendants, I know if I'm going to have a miserable time or not, taking my mask down to eat on a plane or whatever. But like you can tell which flight attendants are going to give you a really hard time over a mask being a millimeter below your nose. What's the acronym? LGBTQ? Someone asked me if I'm straight. Well, if I barely remember the LGBTQ acronym, what do you think? Look, guys, like to me, it's just irrelevant. Like, yeah, you can do whatever you like. Just like do it in your own privacy. Like it doesn't bother me whatsoever. But when it starts to get pushed onto others, that's when I have a problem. Well, like do whatever you like. I don't get in your way. Don't get into don't get in my way. Wow, beautiful top. Universal healthcare. No comment. All right, guys, I need to go. So I'm like trying to get to the good stuff, which is at the bottom. Whoa, Triple M. Don't they make masks? I think people are going to stop buying masks. That's a horrible candle. This thing can go down. Whatever, Triple M is a huge company, but that is a bad candle. That would not touch this. This thing has a long way to go. Cruise ships. They're actually surviving. No comment on cruise ships. Nothing interesting there. AMC, beautiful MRI buy. No comment, really. Groupon, no comment, nothing interesting. Whatever this is, it looks very bullish, like very bullish. Wow, it's about to break its all-time high. Bullish. DraftKings, we already discussed. Something weird print on earnings. I still think this is a potential buying opportunity in the very near future. Another gaming company, this looks bearish to me. This is Bitcoin. I don't know why it's here. Trump's company looks very bullish to me. And then a couple of people DM'd me some stocks. I'm going to look at it. LOTB. Lotus Bakeries. Oh, no wonder people keep getting out of shape. No comment. You know, it looks bull. Man, is this another hyperwave waiting to happen? No, phase 4 is not right. I would stay away from this. I think it has a long way down to go. It's in the, it looks like it's got plenty of downside. It was doing well. It's time to get out. Oh, and I said I was going to retake a look at Tesla. Maybe think about it a minute. So on a monthly chart, Tesla looks like it's still surviving. Look at the MRI warning. Prior MRI monthly showed you what to do. The warning took you down. If it can't hold this moving average on a monthly scale, it's got a long way down. Tesla's been beating earnings, which is actually surprising. And revenue. Well, not that quarter. So Tesla did well on the last earnings. Earnings is coming up in March. Weekly chart. I mean, it's hanging on by a thread right now. I would stay away from Tesla. If Tesla goes below this 200-day moving average, that could be a decent short. There's not much support at all. I mean, Tesla could go down and go down hard. I would not be bullish Tesla right now at all. At all. I would be potentially looking to short it. All right, I gotta run. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Come to the conference. I'll take a look at other markets next time, like maybe indices or something else. Trades. Oh, these were the stocks I was trading during the pandemic when I started trading again because I was in lockdown. I wish I stuck with these trades. They've all done really well. Especially like Riot. I was trading this thing was like $2. Like back here in the pandemic. Like back there. I made money, but not ridiculous money that I could have made. Whoa, I had no idea that that's what Riot had. Anyway, I'm already late. I gotta run. Thank you all so much for watching. Come to Unconfiscatable, and I will see you all hopefully there. Come sign up for poker too. Bye, guys.